From their latest album. Last time they were here is over 2 years ago, so will you greet them again on their return? Ladies and gentlemen, from For Ladies Only, Steppenwolf. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How's your health?
My what?
This poor man, since we met, half, three-quarters of an hour ago, has been hacking, coughing, holding the ear. What's your problem?
I wish I knew. Actually, I have a left ear that's out of commission and a cough down here, and it's all brought on by some sinus problem that got worse on a plane, with pressurization.
You do an awful lot of traveling?
Yeah, we've been traveling for about 6 years.
No wonder you're in poor health. John, do me a favor, please. Start over here on our immediate right. Introduce everybody around, then come on down and join us. Goldie, over here.
In front of us, of course, is Goldie McJohn, organist, keyboard man.
Goldie, come on over for a second.
And to your right is George Biondo, our bass player.
George, unplug and hop on down, won't you?
And right behind you is our newest member, Kent Henry, lead guitar.
What happened to your finger? Why do you wear that thing on your hand?
These are slide bottles. You place actual slide. That's where you get all the effects.
Oh, I thought you had a hurt finger. Come on down. And the man behind drums.
Jerry Edmonton on drums.
Jerry, fall on by and we'll talk a little bit. A lot of people, John, I think have the impression that you're some kind of a kook or a nut or a freak or a degenerate or something. How do you characterize yourself?
As a combination of some of those things.
The best of all.
Right. Well, I think I lead probably a lot less of a bizarre life than a lot of people think.
Well, you're a pretty bizarre-looking cat, but I characterize you as an intellectual. Do you think you are?
Intellectual has taken on somewhat of a negative connotation recently, along with liberal, etc. I would say that I might be a thinking man's rock and roll musician, if anything. But even that is, for everything that you know, there's maybe 3-4 things that you don't know. So I'm pretty careful about, calling myself an intellectual.
You realize you can't know it all, then?
Right.
Gentlemen, excuse me. You're variously scattered around here. Let me get rid of the ward over here. Go lie down somewhere, John. Rest. No, stay. No, I'm only kidding.
Just go over here, then you can...
All right, and be part of the group and all.
Right.
We were talking before. I think, Goldie, you mentioned something about an interview you saw on tape where somebody asked the members of the group, who did you like or who did you admire or whatever the heck, and there were embarrassing answers. Now, I don't want to ask you an embarrassing question, but do you individually go home and listen to anybody else who plays music?
Yeah, I would listen to Emerson, Lake and Palmer, somebody like that.
Do you learn anything from them, or is it just your emotional feel at the time?
No, you do learn something from it.
You don't borrow, though?
No, the cat that plays the organ, Emerson, is just, he doesn't quit.
Fascinating. I can't do that in that length of time because I'm going to talk to everybody else. It's just tell them to worry about it. The man is going over there. 10 seconds. 10 seconds of talking to 3 people. What do you do when you're feeling down and depressed? To whom do you listen?
I like to listen to people like Joni Mitchell when I'm down.
Does it help you get out of that mood?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you're happy or you're flying high and want to, just soar off into the outer space? Who's your favorite?
Superman comic books, I would imagine.
You don't listen to anything? You just sit and do your intellectual reading at the time? Right. Do you have any favorite musical artists or people you like to listen to?
Yeah, I have quite a few. I'm a Chicago fan, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Anybody in that type of bag, actually.
Jerry, who'd you learn to play drums from?
A neighbor, I guess.
Did you ever admire anybody big in the business as a drummer?
Not really. I used to listen to Joe Morello, at the old Dave Brubeck.
In this day and age, can you go into a rock club and enjoy a drummer or?
Yeah.
Can you? Don't you find yourself criticizing his work?
No, I find usually, guys blowing me out. Say, wow, that's great.
That's most interesting. Sir?
I want to try and learn something from it.
Well, it's nice because you've all indicated the same thing. There's still things to learn. Where to from here for Steppenwolf? What will happen in the year 1972?
Well, for the past 2 years, we've been taking it easy as far as personal appearances are concerned. We're going to continue that trend, just work on the weekends. And that means that most of our energy goes into the next album. You know, it's always the next album to look forward to. Well, we got the current album for Ladies Only finally out of the way. So the next thing now is to figure out whether or not we're going to do another concept album of sorts, similar to Monster or for Ladies Only, or whether to get into a different area. We've been kicking around the idea of a movie for a while, but it takes a long time to make one, and we're always busy, you know. So we're going to have to actually figure out what we're going to do. It's always either, a European tour coming up or another album coming up. Somebody has a bright idea about a movie. And you'd really like to do the thing that you haven't done yet. So the movie is the only thing really left that we haven't done. We've played all the big places. We've done a number of records. We've been to Europe. Japan we would like to go to. I would think that going to Japan and making a movie, those are the two things that are left for me.
Gentlemen, let me wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back here on American Bandstand right after this.